So hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be looking at the Elektron Digitone 2 and the Elektron Digitakt. My version is the Mark 1 Digitakt. It's one of the silver faceplate ones that they brought out for the 25th anniversary, but everything functionally is the exact same as the normal Digitakt. I guess both of these boxes are very popular, very accessible, so I don't necessarily think I'm going to be doing anything revolutionary with them, but I thought I'd just do a quick video of how I like to kind of build a beat using these two boxes, as I've been really kind of enjoying playing with just these two over the last couple of days. So to speed things up slightly, I've already kind of assigned some machines to the Digitone 2. So I've got like a bass noise, kind of a percussive bassy noise, another kind of bass stab thing, got some leads in here, a pad, another pad, and a kind of like a texture type noise. You'll see I'm using the or you might see I'm using like the presets on the Digitone 2, unashamedly so as well. The Digitone 2 comes with some incredible sounding presets, and I don't think you should really be afraid of using them. Kind of maybe picture or think of the presets as like a starting point for the sound that you're going to make. With the sequencer on the Elektron boxes, it's so expressive, so the sound that you maybe start with isn't necessarily the sound that you're going to end with, and you can do so many different things using the parameter locking and all that kind of stuff as well. So hopefully we'll get into some of that, and you can really kind of make the presets your own. On the Digitakt, I've got some samples loaded up on the first 8 tracks, so kind of going for more percussive type jam today. So got some kind of like disco-y kind of percussion, kind of like a Latin-y type percussion here, more kind of wooden kind of bongos type noises, one vocal,
don't think about it,
cheesy vocal phrase, and then a kind of like a hat and a clap kind of sample, just a normal snare, and just a kick drum as well. So what I'm going to be doing across the two boxes is I'm going to be using the Digitakt for mostly the percussive type elements like the beat, and then the Digitone 2 is going to be looking specifically at the kind of bass and synthy type elements of the track as well. So let's jump into the Digitakt. Okay, so on the Digitakt, I really like to use the new engines that come with the new OS. So you got One Shot, Warp, Repitch, and Slice. For the majority of this, I'm going to be using Slice, and I like to use that in conjunction with the trig conditions and randomness and probability in the step sequencer as well, to kind of create some variation in the sequence as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of work on this first track. To do that, I'm just going to lay down some triggers. So this, the BPM of my project is at 130 BPM. These samples are of widely different kind of BPM. So I think this one might be the original source one is like 124. In my view, and for this particular kind of use case, I don't think that the BPM matching makes a massive difference, given that I'm going to be slicing these up and using some effects and the envelopes and stuff like that as well. So I don't necessarily need to have a sample running in time across the whole length of the sequence. I'm just going to be taking little bits from the sequence as I kind of go along. So first thing I'm going to do is assign the slice machine to this one. So I'm going to come down to here. I'm going to increase the grid to 16 steps. That's how many steps are in my sequence. And what you can do is you can press yes. You can assign linear locks, which means that it's going to place like where it thinks the slice should be. I just like to go at random. And the reason why I like to use kind of loops versus one shots for most of the percussion when I'm using the Digitakt is you can kind of get some of these happy accidents with the kind of long, the tail of one step coming out, and kind of just some unexpected results. So I'll kind of just keep on pressing random until I find something that I like. And then you can come in and start kind of just playing around with the actual slices themselves. So this is currently set to slice 15 out of 16. Just change this around. So, okay. Okay, so it's kind of a bit all over the place right now, but I'm going to go into the filter settings. This is currently on low pass, the filter. I'm going to bring the frequency all the way down and then just start bringing the envelope up. instantly kind of sounds a bit better. I'm going to do the same thing on the amp envelope as well. I'm going to bring the hold all the way down and bring the decay in real tight. Right now I'm just going to go into the delay. So the delay on the Digitakt is like a master delay. So it's not like an delay per channel. So the settings that you set here will kind of impact all of the tracks that you send to the delay or the reverb. So I'm going to set the time on this one down to like 16. I'm going to give it a tiny bit of reverb in, extend the delay slightly to the reverb. I'm going to bring the feedback up just a touch, just under 60. Okay, and now that I've done that, I can go into the amp page and just kind of send this to the delay. Okay, so now on the trig conditions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just assign different probability or different kind of trig condition settings to the different steps. There's not really any kind of rhyme or reasoning or logic behind this. I'll kind of just play around with it until I find something that I kind of like or something that I think sounds good. So I'll hold on to like 2 triggers at a time. Just assign these to like one every 3. Let's go with this one. 1 every 4. These 2. 1 every 2. I think these 2 are left. I'll just put these ones to 1 out of 3. And then what you can also do as well is you can kind of edit the different settings on a per step basis, obviously with the electronic sequencer. So I'll just kind of play around with these, give it some of the steps a bit more open filter. And maybe on some of the steps I'll put in some reverb as well, or some overdrive. Maybe lengthen out the envelope, the amplitude envelope on some of them as well, just so that it kind of means that it does not like, even though it's kind of random, it's kind of samey if it's in the background, but just to maybe distinguish them a bit better and make them a bit more interesting. Okay, track 1, okay for now. I'm just going to turn that one off and go to track 2. Okay, so I'm going to do the exact same thing on this one. Just turn that track off. So I'm going to go into source. I'm going to go to the machine type. I'm going to change it to slice. This one I'm going to put a trigger on every step. And again, go into the, I'm going to change the grid to 16 steps and then just randomly assign notes. Okay, so I kind of like these last ones. So that one kind of goes out a bit, so. Okay, maybe I'll just delete that one. So I don't like the way that one kind of ends. Okay, that'll do for now. Same again for the filter settings. So you could be like, why aren't you using like a low pass or a high pass filter? You can absolutely do that. But I just want to just do low pass on this one. Same with the amplitude envelope. Same thing I did again. I'm going to give this one a tiny bit of delay too. Increase the delay on the last step. Maybe increase the reverb on the last step too. And then I'm going to assign the trig probability or trig conditions on these ones. So I'll just go, this one is every 1 in 2. And then what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to send this one to the pre. So the pre without the line on top means that it will only trigger if the one before it triggered. I'm going to assign this one to pre with the line over the top of it, and it means it'll trigger only when the one in front of it doesn't trigger. So again, just kind of trying to introduce some kind of variation into the pattern. Okay, so that sounds like it's not great, but let's kind of see what it sounds like and compare it with the other one. So the delay is a bit much on those ones, but we'll come back to it. We'll just keep moving forward. So again, another kind of percussive-y type, bongo-y type sound. So on this one, I'm going to just again put a trigger down every second. Go into the machine, select slice, 16 steps, yes, random. It's not bad. typical. The first one was the one that I probably liked the best, but because I've pressed yes again, it's never really going to return to that exact state. So I guess for a random quick tip, if you find something that you like, just stick with it. You can always change it later. Okay, let's go with that. Okay, on this one I'm going to bring the tune down. If you hold on to function and press the tune, it'll bring it down in 12 increments. Okay, so that's fine for now. I kind of like that sound. Again, I'm going to go to the filter. And this one I might do this with the filter. They're ringing it all the time because I haven't assigned any trig conditions to them yet, so I'm going to do that now. Three. These two, let's go one every second. This one, let's go one every fourth. Again, not really any kind of rhyming or reasoning to what I'm doing here. I just kind of want to have a bit of randomness. Kind of think about random like it's not like you're cheating. It's more like you're involving the machine in your creation workflow. I don't think about it as cheating or lazy at all. And like you just saw earlier on, when I press random, it just gives you completely different results, like randomly. So you can't necessarily plan for this. I think as long as you're kind of using some of the other kind of functions and features on the box, you can definitely kind of get by. Cool. So let's hear what that sounds like with all the other the two other elements. Okay. Right. So far, so good. Okay, let's go to the kick. So it's a pretty heavy kick. I was kind of thinking about doing some sort of techno-y type beat. So on this one, I'll pay a bit more attention to the trig conditions that I'm going to be using, because obviously the kick drum is a big factor in this type of music. So the first one is always going to play. On this one here, I'm going to assign this a longer probability, so like 1 and 4. This one I'm going to go 1 in 2. This one I'll go 1 and 3. 1 and 2. And 1 and 3. What I might do as well is I might add in some other triggers. Put those to a longer one so they don't really trigger that often, to 1 and 6. And again, 1 and 5 on that one. So I guess with this, because I'm only actually, you have a total of 64 steps. And I could obviously just kind of go through and program this beat across the 64 steps. I'm only using one page of the sequencer. Personally speaking, I find it a lot easier to work with just one page. But there's nothing stopping you kind of using the full 64 steps and obviously just programming it the beat that you want. I like to kind of do it this way because I like to be as surprised as everybody else by what the box is doing when I'm kind of hearing it as well. And sometimes I find that doing it this way, you get much better results. So I've done the trig conditions. Now I'm going to the filter. Yeah, it sounds a lot better. Bring some overdrive. Volume down. Okay, let's go with this snare. It's kind of like a dubstep-y type beat. What I'll do is I'll put some additional snares in here and just kind of play with the probability on these. So I'll put one here. Let's go 1 and 3. I'll put this one here, and let's only trigger this one if the one in front of it triggered as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go this one up here. Let's go 1 and 3. And again, let's go this one a bit longer, maybe 1 and 5. And again, if this one only if one previous. So what you'll find then is sometimes as it kind of goes around, you'll get these certain cycles where the 1 and 5, 1 and 4, and 1 and 3 all kind of converge at the same time, so you'll get like all the snares playing. So again, just adding a bit of kind of interest. Okay, let's turn those off for now. Actually, let's hear what they sound like. Okay. So far, so good.
Don't
Right.
think about
So,
it. Don't think about it.
so I've got two
Don't think about it.
vocals.
You good. You
So
good.
this one, let's try the. I'm the wrong track.
You good.
I have it muted. Okay.
You
This one, let's have a look at some of the other engines. Got to repitch. So I mentioned earlier on that the samples that I was using, you can't stretch them over a full bar. Repitch does exactly that. It will take your samples that are not at the BPM of your current project and try to time stretch them as best as possible to fit into your sequence length. But I kind of find as well, if you're using this machine not for that purpose, you can kind of start to get some interesting results. So right now this is sizing this kind of vocal choppy sample to try fit over 4 bars. So it's obviously kind of trying to lengthen it out. So that's why you kind of get the pitch of the voice is obviously a bit down. But if you start playing around with like the amount of bars, again, that's kind of making it longer. I can play with the start and the length of the sample as well. So I'm going to make this one really short. And you've obviously got play direction as well. And bitrate reduction. So just while I'm playing with this, let me go into the LFOs. You've obviously got 2 LFOs per track. I'm going to assign the destination of this one to, what was that called again? Bars, okay? Bars, here we go. Slow that down. Speed it right up. Let's do the same thing with our filter again. The overdrive, hold down. Going for with the vocal. So let's actually, that's kind of annoying. Let's change the LFO to look at something a bit more traditional, like the frequency. Let's maybe set the second LFO to look at LFO1 rate. Okay, no, do not like that. Okay, let's go into Slice Engine. 16 slices. Okay, so let's maybe adjust some of the amp settings and some delay. Some trig conditions in. Okay, and I can also start playing around with the settings. Can like different LFO shapes on different steps if you wanted to. Okay, so it doesn't sound overly. I'm not overly happy with this, but it'll do for now.
Don't think about it.
Okay, let's go for this cheesy vocal chop again. This one I'm gonna go 3, 7, 11, 15. Again, slice engine. Actually, no, I'll stay in one chop for now.
Don't think, 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 think of, don't think, don't think, don't think, out it, 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 out it. And
this one here, what I've done is set the play mode to loop, and I've shortened the length and created a loop point there as well. So I'm just going to play around with this until I can find something that kind of syncs in with the beat. So I'm just going to turn the kick drum back on so I can do this. You are certainly not going to be hearing that in the charts anytime soon, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I think it works okay. It'll become very annoying very quickly though, so I'm going to just make some slight adjustments. Let's go with our trig conditions as well. So let's go these two. One every 3. This one every 4. And maybe let's bring up some of the amplitude on this Just play around with these settings as well. Oh no, I got rid of that by mistake. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, so moving quickly, the last bit to do is just these hats. Okay, so I'm just going to put these on every second beat. Oh, there we go. So again, right now it's just sounding like a standard hi-hat pattern. Go into the machine, increase grid to, I'm going to do 64 steps. So I just want a really short slice. Again, create random lock. Maybe that's a bit much. Maybe I'll go back to 32. Change this one to high pass. Kind of wants to be in the background somewhat. Get some reverb. What I might do is I might just change the play settings on this one. So when we're going backwards, and we're going forwards. Okay, all right, so let's hear all of these together. So now I'm just going to go into the mixer. We've got all 8 tracks here. So let's get the kick drum up. Compressor. Okay, so I think that's enough for the Digitakt right now. Let's move on to the Digitone. Okay, so on the Digitone, let's start with the bass. I'm going to increase the pattern length on this one up to 32 steps to start off with. I'm going to be using many of the same kind of techniques I was using on the Digitakt in terms of like trig conditions and stuff like that, but obviously Slice Engine doesn't apply here. So I'll start with this bass sound. So maybe for this one, I want like kind of like a long sustained note. So let's put that in for 8. I'll bring the note value down to, let's start with G3, see what that sounds like. A bit low, okay, G4 maybe. Okay. Let's change this to A. Let's go G4 again. And F. Or G. Okay. All right. LFOs, given I was using a preset to start start off with. The LFOs are all kind of pre-assigned, but you can change that. It doesn't look like there's any kind of depth on the LFO anyway, so it's not doing anything to the sound right now. So on the Digitone 2, you get 3 LFOs per machine. So let's go in and have a look at the filter ones. The filter, where is it? Width. Okay. Okay, so right now it's all the way down. Sometimes if you use these kind of extreme kind of settings with the LFOs, you can kind of hear that nearly like audio rate modulation on a modular synth. Given this is kind of the bass though, I won't do that for now. I'm going to use a different fade settings. This one's fading out, this one's fading in. Let's go down to like 8. And again, all I'm kind of looking for is just kind of subtle variations in the pattern. Let's see what that sounds like with the Digitakt beat. Okay, let's move forward. I'm not entirely happy with this one, but we can come back to it. Okay, so this is kind of like a percussive type. Turn the Digitakt back on. I'm going to live record some notes in. And of course, my playing isn't great even on these little keys, so you can go into quantize and quantize the whole pattern. Record some filter modulation on this one. So that's the frequency moving up and out. Do another pass of the envelope depth. Do another pass of the envelope shape. Digitone 2 I have encountered that I've not seen on other Elektron boxes. I'm not sure if it's a new thing or what, but sometimes when you're doing like parameter locks, it'll say like parameter locks full or no more memory left or something like that. So I'm always kind of conscious of that now when I'm programming stuff. So anyway, you get amazing results with the Elektron step sequence when you're using parameter locks. So just do it until you get the message and then maybe pare back a bit. you might actually see when I'm going through this, it's not on the Digitakt, is on the trig conditions. This one's kind of has on the conditions, not pre or post, but the 1 out of 3 on the top. See that one there? What this will mean is it's kind of like there's 2 1 out of 3s. And what you can do is I can say, okay, I only want these notes and these notes to trigger 1 out of 3. So if you want them to be kind of tied together, you put them both with the one with the line on the top. I think that's how it works anyway. Okay, so let's put LFOs for this one. Filter, the amp down a bit. Coming in every so often now. Might actually just parameterize some more of the LFO. Okay, all right, let's move on. Let's come back to this one. Okay, so let's go with this leady, paddy leady sound. Okay, before we do that, let's get into the keyboard. So on like the FM tone page, I like this part of it here, like the third page down. This is kind of like the delay of before the first oscillator, the second oscillator comes in. It's nice if you want to do like long notes. So delaying A coming in. Let's go B. Okay, I just like that. I think that's kind of cool. I'm just messing around randomly with the things here. Another thing as well that you can do is on the Digitone. I think you can do it on the Digitakt as well, actually. On any of the pages that you're in, just press synth yes, and this will randomize values on this page. So I don't want to do it on that page, maybe on this one. Okay, that's cool. Let's get our Digitone beat going again. Let's record in some notes. I'm going to leave the probability on this one alone, because I want this to be kind of like playing all the time when I bring it in. Okay, this is kind of like another kind of leady sound. So let's look at where I'll put the notes on this one. Okay, 3s and 7s. All right. So on this one, I'm going to do 1, 13, 9, and 5. So you might be looking at me, or you might be looking at this thinking like, why don't you just start with a blank patch? Because I'm just messing around with everything. I kind of just like to, in the Digitone, there's presets in here, as I mentioned earlier. So you can go into the presets, and then you've got all the different categories of sounds, kick, snare, hi-hat, whatever it might be. I see that as kind of like the starting point, and then you kind of take it from there. So I kind of just prefer to have like, okay, these ones are my lead, my bass, my pad, whatever. And then I know that on those tracks, I just need to kind of work around with those ones rather than start from absolute scratch every single time. Helps speed things up, and you're kind of never really doing the same thing twice again, because sometimes I find when you're building things from scratch, you're always like, okay, now to the filter, now to this, now to that. So I kind of just like playing around with things from using the presets. To 64 steps. What that's going to do is it's going to hopefully copy the 32 steps that I've already written onto the following 32 steps, so it's just going to duplicate those. But because I'm using this paddy type noise, I wanted to have a bit more kind of room to breathe. I'm going to use another one kind of alternating with it as well. So let's see if this works. Oh. Copied over to the first 32 steps onto the next 32 steps. So this number 6, I want this one on to begin on step 1. I want the length of it to be like 32. 16. Changing things for the sake of things because I started with a preset, but this one. of the LFOs to free, so they're just running in the background. I'm going to assign them different waveforms and different speeds, different timing. Okay, alright, that'll do for now. Okay, and this other kind of texture noise. So I want that to start on this page. Again, note C5 probably doesn't. I don't have it muted. Okay, I need to bring up the length of the trigger. I'll bring this to 16 as well. So it sounds very similar to the last one. That was kind of by design. I kind of wanted the two of them to be kind of sounded a bit similar to each other, but having different kind of sonic characteristics as defined by maybe some of the step parameters and stuff. And when you're kind of doing a jam with it, you can then kind of bring different elements in and out using the mutes as well. So let's go down to some of the other LFOs. Let's make sure we use all three. Let's go harmonics instead. Yep, fine. And on this one, I'm going to use the chorus sound. Again, I'm going to leave them all in free running. This one's down. Okay. The last thing that I have here is just kind of like a tony sound. So I'm going to have this play on like the first page. I'm going to have every second go. On the second page, put it here. And put it every third pass. This one, I'm going to go here. It's going to play every second. This one, every fifth, let's say. Okay, so the mixer. Let's get all these. Okay, so it's not like the best or most complete kind of beat in the world, but hopefully it gives you a bit of an idea of some of the kind of the workflow or the kind of fast kind of pattern creation. So just going to move back and get the two of them out and have a little jam with them. Back. Right, let's see where we got to. Let's play everything. It's going to be loud and annoying, but let's see what happens. Digitakt, Digitone. So then what I kind of like to do is when I'm kind of jamming out with them, I'll put both of the machines into mute mode. So the top 8 will be my kind of 8 percussive elements. Top 8 here will be all my kind of synth and bass elements, and then I can kind of just play around with them. it. Hopefully gave you some ideas, some inspiration. If I've done anything wrong, let me know in the comments. Hit like and subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.